Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review Episode 189. This I'm viewing the 967th episode of the anime, which is called, well, they actually didn't name the episode before it aired. It is, let's see, Devoting His Life, Roger's Adventure. This is a very interesting episode, to say the least. Oh yeah, how is it interesting, you might ask? Well, because this episode is revisiting stuff we've seen before. Seeing younger versions of characters we've already seen in the franchise, which is great. I personally love it. Episode starts off basically not only mentioned last week with the big party. We see Roger's log post pointing to the sky. Also, we see Roger getting a shot from the doctor character. I don't remember the guy's name. So, they take a knock-up stream up there. Yes, you actually see it in the actual anime, because here's the thing. Before I continue, the anime itself depths in the last 2 pages of 266, 16, 17, and pages 210 of chapter 967. Yes. Now, the whole thing with Skype in the manga, when they revisit it, it's only 2 pages. And that's it. The anime, it's a good about 3 to 5 minutes. They get there, and the first thing you see is Gonfall. Yes, Gonfall is in the episode, which, that's surprising, because if you read the actual chapter, the pages that from, he is nowhere to be seen. Near him or his guards. They're just there. This basically does confirm something that was mentioned in the anime, that Gonfall had actually met, well, Goldie Roger, and we see the Golden State of Shada, we see the Plaid Snake, where basically, where we have Odin, Shanks, and Buggy run into the damn thing, and of course they run away from it, and don't worry, I think the reason why they didn't hurt it, because, well, they around present day. And then we see the Golden Bell, which is on top of the beanstalk, which, now I get maybe, now here's the thing, Gonfall knew about this. Yeah, he knew the Golden Bell was up there. And how in the world they all got up there is it's never actually explained how they got up there. It just, oh, here's the whole crew, and they're at the beanstalk with the Golden Bell. So, maybe Gunfall forgot where it was. That's possible. So, then we have Odin read a thing. It's like up beside it, which is a weapon. And then Odin is asked by Roger to basically write in the script of the poneglyphs. Basically, he was here. Yeah, this does basically explain something that happened that was mentioned way back in Skypiea with this little, like, extra script to the right of the poneglyph. Now, you probably think, did Gold Roger basically chisel this in there? No, this was actually Odin who did this, which, not an interesting, it's nothing against this per se. There's nothing that say that Odin did not do this, so kudos. And then when they leave, you actually see leave Skypiea, because in the manga it's like, these are the finish, and they're like, oh, done. We're on to the next place. You actually see them leave, and they come down via an octopus balloon. And they come down, hit the water, and then they decide, okay, we need to get the ship repaired, so let's go to Water 7. Another place, basically, that's a really good look. Had one of the best arcs of the entire series set there. And they go there, and they run into Tom. And a teenage iceberg, and Frankie. Yes, you see Frankie in the episode. So you do get a Straw Hat in the episode, though it's a version who's actually in his mid-teens. Which, okay, that's actually quite nice. I mean, he's a familiar character. Iceberg surprisingly doesn't say anything at all. You think he says maybe like one line in the whole episode. And we see Kakru, the old lady who appears in present day, when she appeared in the Water 7 and the Inros Lobby and the post-Inros Lobby arc, you appeared all 3 of those arcs. Yeah, she appears in the episode where she basically has the same appearance she was showing the flashback for Water 7. And the whole thing with Tom's workers, which is basically Tom, Iceberg, and Frankie, that was their shipbuilding company. And apparently people at Water 7 have got no problem with Gold Rogers going through his ship, going right through town. And their canals. Yeah, they've got no problem with it at all, despite the fact when Luffy showed up in present day, they had a problem. They had the park like just outside town, and apparently for Roger was much of a problem because he was going outside anyways. But why in the world he went to the island, it's never actually explained. And like Kakru's, oh yeah, we're gonna eat, and then they go to Sabaody Archipelago. Well, before they go there, they actually go to the bridge that Nicaragua was sent to after the archipelago arc, when she was sent by Atamayma. It's the very bridge she went to when she was briefly held there as a slave. Well, a prisoner anyways, even though she never technically committed any actual crime to be sentenced there. But great visit in this place. It's only brief. It's only there for like a good 30 seconds. It's a quick 1 minute thing. Now, they don't go here in the manga as far as I can tell. I don't think so. And the next stop is Sabaody Archipelago, which apparently off screen they got the ship coded. And they go down and they head to Fishman Island. Interesting. And we see a familiar face, King Neptune. And he is thinner than he is in present day. And we also see Shirley. So in case you're fans of the Fishman Island arc, here you go. We see Shirley when she is 3 years old and she's still prophesizing. Wow. So I think in present day, I think they mentioned she's 23 in present day. Though the one thing the series never actually explained, or at least never showed anyways, her interacting with Nami. That would have been something to see. But as far as I remember at Fishman Island, Nami never spoke to Sherry at all, despite the fact she's the younger sister of the man who nearly ruined, basically put her life through hell. But nope. And of course, Sherry believes prophecy that apparently somebody's going to attack Fishman Island and destroy it. That will happen for many years. And of course, they mentioned, oh yeah, that he's going to have a daughter. And he's like, I'm not married yet. And they mentioned about Orihime. And he's blushing at it because he loves the woman. I love the fact they make a reference to his future wife in this episode. It's something else. She's not seen the episode, but you at least mentioned her. And mentioned, oh yeah, he's going to have a daughter. And Roger asks Sherry, wait, when's the daughter to be born? And Sherry's like, not for 10 years. I'm like, okay, you're good. You're good to go. Yep. And after this brief thing, now surprisingly, we don't see Jinbe here. Surprisingly, yeah, no Jinbe. Yeah, I'm thinking okay, why isn't Jinbe here? Why isn't a lot of the other the only character who's for the Fisherman Islands that actually is familiar is Sherry and Neptune, and then mention Orihime. But aside from those three, that's it. I can't maybe. This is not even a brief camp on Hody Jones, which that would be nice. And then they show the poneglyphs are there, which are interesting. Now, in the case of the poneglyphs there, well, they show one of them in the present day stuff. What happened to the red one is never actually, explained per se. Well, they do mention that Lin basically got one, but it's not this one. This is confusing to say the least because Nika Robin herself saw one poneglyph. Where the heck this other one disappeared to, I have no idea. Which is the red one, which is the road poneglyph. I mentioned one of those got one. Mentioned that the Minx Islands got one, which they're going to probably go next week anyways. And I have to finish up there. And then they go to one of the islands that was introduced just prior to the time skip, when they introduced the whole concept of New World. I believe this is the very island that... I'm trying to think, who was it? I think it may have been Captain Kidd's crew, who actually went to this island where gets shocked by frickin' lightning. Mm-hmm. Yep. But this episode is really good. It's a nice, you can kind of see this episode is a bit of a love letter to a lot of those other stuff. Basically, it does explain some stuff, which is quite nice. Also, I gotta love the interaction. Now, apparently, according to Oda, he has been Fishman Island before, which is quite nice. Toki's in the episode, along with her two Momoshiki and Orihime. Or she's the younger sister of Momo. And they don't do very much in the episode. It's nice to see them there. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Of course, Odin is now informed about basically Roger having 1 year left. But this episode is really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just laughed and smiled a lot of the time. Basically, watched the episode because revisiting arcs that I like Water 7. Well, of course, yes, I love Skypiea. Great arc. So, Skypiea, we revisit the Skypiea, Water 7, a brief visit to Sabaody Archipelago, and Fishman Island. Oh yeah, and the brief stop to place Nicaragua. It's basically 5 familiar places, which is great for the anime to do. And gotta appreciate the fact that this anime took time to do this. Next week, they're probably going. If I can tell from the preview, looks like that Shank's gonna be leaving the crew, which that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, but great episode. Definitely looking forward to next week's episode. All right, new chapter manga. Leader of the Atamayma Thieves Brigade, Ashura Doji. The cover image is Robin helping out a Pegasus. Yep. Chapter starts off right where last week's chapter left off. Where, actually 2 weeks ago. Where the 9 Scoutbirds are apparently seeing Oda. Like, everyone's shocked to see alive. The only person who actually doesn't think this is Odin is Asha. Yeah, he does not believe it. Not so fast. He gave it fake. And of course they think that they're like so happy to see him. And Asha's like, you gotta open your eyes. Maybe this thing does this. Yes. Everything him. Because well he gets, and then this Odin stabs him. And it turns it's actually Kodro. Yeah, it turns out this actually is Kodro basically painted over him for some reason. And then one of the scabbards like, oh, Momoshiki's in danger. That's right, I remember hearing the voice somewhere. With the Kanochi. Yep. And the fake Odin, well, just battles 9 scabbers. And then we see some explosion. And of course, some 9 scabbers being taken out. And we see Jack show up. Yes, Jack, one of the 9 disasters. And the 9 scabbers run away. Oh yeah, and apparently it looks like Orochi's alive, despite the fact that he's supposed to be dead. Yeah, didn't Odin kill the guy? And then we cut to Momoshiki with Yamato and Subaru. Now, at least that Momoshiki actually has moved to her back. It's a little better than basically being in front of her chest, because this kid's a pervert. So it makes sense for her to hold on to her back than basically bury her chest. Yeah, of course, well, then they explain about the whole dragon thing. And, of course, and Momo mentions that Luffy's weakened. Yeah, then, of course, Luffy, Captain Kidd, Zoro, and Law basically just continue to fight with, well, we cut back to the battle between them and Kaido and Big Mom, and that's the episode. That's the chapter. Yeah. So it's like, after all that side stuff, basically, we finally get back to the main plot here. It's a good chapter. And I kind of suspect this couldn't have been Odin, because Odin died. He got boiled and shot by Kaido. So how he's alive, and it's anything with the Shogun. How the heck is he alive despite the fact that Kaido killed him off 20 chapters back? Who knows? But it's a good chapter. And I give the chapter roughly I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's definitely a good chapter. Okay, so that's it for Circle Review. Next one's going to be My Hero Academia. Now, despite the fact that it aired a new episode yesterday, I'm not going to watch it yet until the dub comes out. Like I did with Fire Force. Yep. So I'm just going to just news out of the manga, and after that, we just Boruto and a comic book history, and that'll be pretty much it for today, okay? See you next video. Bye.